In this video, we'll explore the difference between a method definition and a method call or invocation. So you go to a cafe and you're going to order a sandwich for lunch. So you don't walk up to the counter yet because you're not ready to order, but you look up at the board behind the counter and there's many descriptions of sandwiches. So you're reading through the descriptions of sandwiches up there on the menu board. Just reading about those sandwich descriptions doesn't make a sandwich like jump out of the menu board and into your hands. Nothing happens. You're just reading a description of what you will get if you order a particular sandwich. So you see a sandwich that you would like for lunch, and then you walk up to the counter and you order it. And at that point, something actually happens. The person who is making your sandwich also knows what's supposed to be in the sandwich based on what is written on the menu board and makes you a sandwich just like the one that you read about and hands you the sandwich. So there's two parts when you're going to order lunch. One is reading about the thing and the description of what you will get, and then one is actually ordering it and getting the actual sandwich. And the same is true, you'll be happy to know, in Java. So in Java, we have a place for defining what a particular piece of the code does, and then we have a separate way of saying, okay, now I want you to actually do that code. And one is the method definition, and one is a method call. So let's take a first look at the definition. I have marked the definition down here for the method baffle. So in the previous video, I told you an easy way to find a method name is to look for a set of parentheses, and then just before that set of parentheses will be the method name. So I will just again remind you here that this is the name of the method. I can easily tell that this is a method definition because it's got a set of curly brackets. Open curly, I think actually they're called braces in English, a curly brace, and this is an ending brace. So these two braces define the body of the method, which I've marked here. Everything between the braces is what will happen when the baffle method actually runs. It doesn't run the method right here in the code. It just defines what is going to happen when you do run the method. Now, there are several places in this code where we actually are going to make the baffle method happen. So let's take a look at some of the first ones up at the top. This is in another method, which we'll look at in detail during the tracing exercise. But these two lines, for example, since we're looking at baffle, these are method calls. So this is method call, also known as method invocations. So I'll put that, oops, hard to do that when I'm, okay, invocations. You're invoking the method. So this is where the baffle method actually happens. When you see just the method name followed by some parentheses, and often it's by itself on a line with a semicolon after it, although not always. But this is when there's no curly brackets here. So I'll just say no curly brackets. Sorry, braces. I gotta train myself to not call them brackets, because technically the word for a curly bracket is a brace. For all of us who had braces as adolescents, this totally doesn't make any sense, but whatever, there you have it, English language. Okay, so this is where you are actually ordering the sandwich, so to speak, and this is where you're defining the sandwich. And you can tell by looking for the braces around the body of the method. In the next video, we'll see a little bit more about what's going on in the method definition up top here in the signature area.